Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Jerry Trades back in another banger video. And on today's video, I want to go ahead and share with you guys a stock that I've been looking at that I really do believe everyone should be paying attention to, because it's building up to be something very serious. And I know, like I said in all my videos, that finding these companies, finding this information is extremely challenging. Many individuals going about their day-to-day routines, they're not worried about these companies. They're not on top of the news. Many people on their free time just listen to music or watch some shows. Listening to news and data and now new upcoming partnerships and deals around stocks and companies in the stock market, it's kind of foreign language. Not too many people are doing that. So I'm here to close the gap and help you guys begin to make this more of a priority. Hopefully share some wisdom, some information that could potentially help you in your future. So the company that I'm looking at today is called Palantir. Palantir Technologies Inc., ticker symbol PLTR, and all your New York Stock Exchange brokers, you'll be able to access it. So this company, I want you guys to take a look at what they previously were trading at. Previously at an all-time high, right, of $222 just back in November. So this is, 5 months ago, 6 months ago at most. 6 months ago, we were here at $222, now currently trading at $136 a share. But this is why I think this company could become something very big. And it's slowly beginning to build a lot of serious relationships with the government. And a lot of people aren't noticing it. Let's go ahead and look at Palantir, right? I want you guys to look at how Palantir, back in, I believe, March, Palantir Technologies, association with Maduro. Let's see if that brings it up. So, back when President Maduro was captured in January 6, early January of 2026, there is an article going around saying that shares of Palantir Technologies jumped after a dramatic weekend operation in which Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro was captured in the US-led raid. Although Palantir did not confirm whether its software played a role, traders and investors quickly connected the dots. The company's long-standing ties to the U.S. defense and intelligence operations, coupled with a bullish trading note from Mizuho, helped ignite a wave of buying. Monday's gain snapped a 5-day losing streak and marked Palantir's biggest one-day percentage increase since December 19th, despite being down 16% from its all-time high of 207 on November 3rd. Now, this is why I want to go ahead and share with you guys. It didn't get it confirmed here. Let me see. Looks like this didn't really confirm it. What really kind of paid it out for me was Donald Trump's tweet. I want you guys to pay attention to this too, especially because it's coming from Trump. Donald Trump tweets about Palantir. Trump name drops Palantir by ticker symbol. First president in a hype of stock. It surged 10 billion in minutes amid a 16% free fall. Let's see if they bring out that tweet from Trump here. Doesn't look like they did. Looks like Palantir Technology develops data analytics, so you guys know what the company is, right? Let's take it a step back right here now that it's here in front of us. Palantir Technology, so you guys know what this company does and what it provides for its investors, is a development, data analytics, and AI software platform including Gotham, Foundry, Apollo, and Palantir Artificial Intelligence platform that helps organizations integrate, analyze, and act on complex data. Kramer highlighted President Donald Trump's Truth Social post around the company during April 10th episode. He stated, "Finally, I got one more courtesy of President Trump's post on Truth Social today saying," and I quote, "Palantir Technologies has proven to have great war-fighting capabilities and equipment. Just ask our enemies." Palantir, of course, is a software company that specializes in taking data from various sources and combining that into a single platform to make crucial insights. So helping decision making, helping, what potential outcomes of certain results can be. They got their stat during surveillance and analytics for the Pentagon. So they're very associated with government defense and military here. Now this is where things really start to catch my eye. Stocks got a hammer lately, down near 40% from its all-time highs last October, thanks to the same AI displacement worries that have crushed the entire software cohort. So to add more context here, back in maybe late February, markets started to catch on to Anthropic. They have an AI model called Claude. This model can now take over your computer and send out emails, call your doctor, letting him know you're late, set your doctor's appointments, set your barber appointments. It can pay your bills. It can call your mom, leave a message. It can take voicemails. It can do absolutely everything. This was a huge advancement. This displaced a lot of companies like Google, Meta, Microsoft, and Amazon that had softwares that were tailored to help, to simplify these things. But now you have an all-in-one powerhouse that's doing all of them. So really, they're building the tools, but Claude is building something different. They're building the people, the software to now, instead of a human using the tools, an AI is. And that is like absolutely groundbreaking, because now it just puts everyone on the bottom. All their hard work is now just a tool of another creation. And this is what shot a lot of, you can say, software down. These stocks have never been able to recover from these all-time highs due to this thesis, this narrative going on in the market. So once I heard that, Palantir was affected by this, and it's also, like I said, so heavily tied with the government, I started digging a little bit deeper. And I want you guys to take a look at this recent deal that Palantir went ahead and signed. Palantir $300 million deal with the United States Department of Agriculture. And this is where things really got very interesting for me. It got very interesting for me because Palantir went ahead and secured Palantir Inc.'s $300 million deal with USDA to safeguard food supply. So let's go ahead and dive into this. Palantir announced a $300 million deal with the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which will use the software's company technology to manage farmland as geopolitical risks threaten global supply chains. The agreement builds on ongoing projects with the USDA and underscores Palantir's growing role inside the U.S. government as it goes beyond cornerstone defense contracts supporting U.S. military modernization. U.S. farmers are grappling with rising supply costs and getting squeezed by the ongoing trade war between the U.S. and its major trading partners. That includes China, a key soybean purchaser, which temporarily crippled the market late last year. In December, President Donald Trump announced, listen to this, a $12 billion bailout aimed at helping farmers swept in the trade war, but raising gas prices from the war in Iran amplified the pressure, causing fertilizer costs to spike due to shipping disruptions that forced many farmers to rethink what they produce, putting supply chains at risk. So this is very important, because when you can go ahead and see, look at even the Palantir, bro. This is a crazy article right here. Palantir was founded in 2003 to scale U.S. defense capabilities in the wake of a 9/11. And CEO Alex Karp has long touted the company's commitment to supporting U.S. warfighters. The company has recently gained recognition for its AI-powered Maven Smart System platform, which was used by the U.S. military in Iran. Boom. Now it's being used in Iran too. This is a military, damn near a Jarvis. This is maybe now implemented to some of the highest performing military operations as a helmet, and it can probably see through walls, it could pick up Wi-Fi signals and really detect almost everything. This is a huge advantage in military, you can say, operations, and boom, kind of adding more value, right? Sticking out. And this is what really kind of got my attention here, that it was working closely with Maduro, right? Now in Iran, now working with the United States Defense, not necessarily just the defense system, the United States Department of Agriculture, right? And then look at this. This is not even the biggest one. Palantir lands $10 billion Army software and data contract with the United States Army. The agreement, Palantir has inked a contract with the U.S. Army worth up to $10 billion over the next decade. The agreement provides purchasing flexibility and removes contract-related fees and procurement timelines, the Army said. Palantir has been a key beneficiary of President Donald Trump's clampdown on cost efficiencies using artificial intelligence. And this is huge. When you go ahead and look, as part of the deal, Palantir will help the military streamline efficiencies while preparing for threats, consolidating 75 total contracts into one enterprise deal, the release states. So it goes into further details, but now I want you guys to understand, look, the deal further cements the company's role in the U.S. government's clampdown on cost efficiencies by using artificial intelligence. That's not really what caught my attention, just further cements the company's role in the U.S. government. This is building out to be a government agency, a company that is going to be a key component to how the government's going to be performing and collecting data. And they're just planting the seeds right now. They're barely getting these deals. Look at over the next decade. This article was produced back in August 1st of 2025. It's been maybe about a year. We have 9 years left. And this, as an investor, this as an individual watching this build out into our future, what we're trading at borderline all-time low levels. Let's clear these annotations here, these drawings. Look at this. Look at what we're trading at, a heavy supply level, almost at the lowest it's ever been. Every time we approach this level here, buy comes up. Buy comes up, buy comes up, buy comes up, buy comes up. Guess what? Once again, at this 130 range, below 140, can this be the point where Palantir goes ahead and breaks up and starts to reclaim those 140s, those 150 levels, going into maybe late Q3 or early Q4? We're building out infrastructure, attaching ourselves to the government. So, even if it doesn't happen in Q3, Q4, do you guys don't think it will happen in the next 2 to 3 years? And this is just the beginning for Palantir. And this is what so many people are throwing under the rug, what so many people aren't seeing. And this is why I tell you guys, pay attention to this company, especially if you're just a beginner entering the stock market. This is a fairly brand new company. They, IPO'd. Let's go ahead and look at their IPO date. They IPO'd just October 2020. They've been in the market for 6 years. Sure, you didn't catch it at $10 a share. You're paying a little bit of a premium here, but a government agency, we all know what the last government agency investment did. Look at Intel. Intel early, let's say late last year actually. Once they announced a government investment and the United States went ahead and gave them, I believe, like $20 billion, Intel went from a sharp low, March, of $40 a share to now $126 a share, over a 300% gain in less than, what, almost a year? March 26 to May 26. Bro, that's what? That's maximum 2 months, 3 months. All because of government-backed funding. And look, Palantir's following those next steps. So pay attention to this company. Take a look at it. Buy some shares in it. And this is not financial advice. I don't, want to be the guy that told you to buy the stock and it goes to complete zero. But me, myself, I am going to go ahead and start a position here in Palantir. And I think that many of you guys should too if you want to be focused on building out some wealth for your future, building out some more financial stability, and starting your first investments in the stock market. This is a great company to be looking at. Do your own research and look into it further. But if you ask me, Palantir is going to be building out something very big, and I think not even just in the next year or two. In the next 3 to 5 years, this could shape out to be something absolutely game-changing for not just the stock itself, but for the way we live our day-to-day lives. So I hope all of you guys enjoy this video. I hope it's helpful to share some light on a very potential high-performing company here, and give you guys a little bit of the upside. If you guys want to be realistic here with your returns, like, Jerry, where should I look at for me to take profits? Well, you can always look at this. We're at 1337, right? Let's go ahead and currently trading at, let's say, $137 a share. Let's round it up to 140. 10% of 140 is $14. Most investments in the stock market only yield a 10%. Not only, but their average annual return per year is 10%. So if you want to be realistic, always aim for that 10% gain, which would put you at a take profit of around 154. Now, that's 10%, right? And if you achieve this, hey, some people might want to play, if you want to play ultra safe, pay yourself. You just outcompeted the S&P 500 and maybe, perhaps the next 6 months. So now you just went ahead and did 10% in 6 months with Palantir, hypothetically, right? Compared to the S&P 500, that's going to take 12 months to do the same 10%. So what you want to do as an investor is set the standard of the bare minimum. But once you begin to achieve over, you know, I would say me taking profits will probably be like around this level of, I mean, this is the difficult part. When you're taking profits, you don't want to necessarily sell all of your position because you want to leave some for the future. So this all depends on the unique situation of the investor. How much capital are they willing to allocate? How many shares do they want to buy? So if you're aiming for 10%, that would put you at 154, rounding up the current share price to 140, right? Now, if you go ahead and now increase that to 28, let's go ahead and do 168 right here. $168 a share. Now that's your 20% return. Now you're doing 2 years of what the S&P 500 annually returns. That's a pretty hefty start. That's a decent goal to achieve. And now, hey, maybe you don't clear it in the next 12 months after starting your position. If you clear it in the next 2, years, you did the bare minimum. But do I really believe this company, with the pace it's going, with the partnerships and the way it's implementing itself to the U.S. government, that it's only going to do 20%? If you personally ask me, I don't think so. But like I said, this isn't any financial advice. And I myself, want to just share the information, the outlook, right? The little bit of hints that are out there to help inform you guys make potentially a good investment. So do your own research, take a look at it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And once again, if you guys like this content, you guys want to learn more about long-term positions, you guys can always reach out to me at 909-695-6336 and contact me. I'll be able to help you guys. You guys can always join us here at SoCal Trading Group, and I'm open to taking on new members and helping as many of you guys as possible. So thank you guys for watching this video. Leave a like and subscribe if you like the video. Jerry Trades of SoCal Trading Group, over and out.